web is here on STMK Radio 100 with your hosts, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone. Come join us from 6 to 8 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. Stop the madness, keep it 100 with live call-ins, heated discussions about current events, politics, national news, weather, and sports. Join our live online chat room and let your opinion show. Download our phone app, Stop the Madness, keep it 100 on STMK Radio 100. Come join us from 6 to 8 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. The best talk show on the web is here on STMK Radio 100. Call us at 1-866-484-7865. That's 1-866-484-STMK. Stop the madness. Keep it 100. At the table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100. Check out Reverend Bill Miller's Bible Study radio broadcast live on the new STMK Radio 100 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please listen in and support him as he joins the realm of broadcasting to encourage believers and offer the comfort of God to others across the airwaves. At the table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100. Also, feel free to contact him for prayer, counseling, and conversation at brobill9608@yahoo.com. That's BROBILL9608@yahoo.com. At the table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100.
STMK Radio 100. You're listening to Stop the Madness, Keep It 100 with your hosts, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone on STMK Radio 100.
Yes, this is a PSA, a public street announcement. You are now listening to a Kickback production. Light up your L's, lean back, and listen.
Never going to go to the inauguration. I never planned, I never contemplated even going near any of those activities or those events. I don't like the way he has, misled people, the way he has lied. I don't like the way he has disparaged folks. I don't like the way he mimicked and mocked a disabled man. I don't like the way he talked about women and grabbing their private parts. And so there's nothing about him that I would want to be involved with. And certainly the inauguration is a way of welcoming in someone to the presidency and honoring them and respecting them. I don't honor him, I don't respect him, and I don't want to be involved with it.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right.
We may not have gotten here on the same ship, but we are in the same boat right now. We have been here before. And I know that you might be disappointed, but I want you to take solace in these words. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. The valley may be lower, but we've been here before. The mountain might be higher, but we've been here before. Because our mission for social justice and economic justice and political justice, and oh, by the way, sisters, we want our hope.
I come here tonight and plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. As I said to a group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennysonian or Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation.
My fellow Americans, it has been the honor of my life to serve you. I won't stop. In fact, I will be right there with you as a citizen for all my remaining days. But for now, whether you are young or whether you're young at heart, I do have one final ask of you as your president. The same thing I asked when you took a chance on me 8 years ago. I'm asking you to believe, not in my ability to bring about change, but in yours. I'm asking you to hold fast to that faith written into our founding documents, that idea whispered by slaves and abolitionists, that spirit sung by immigrants and homesteaders and those who marched for justice, that creed reaffirmed by those who planted flags from foreign battlefields to the surface of the moon, a creed at the core of every American whose story is not yet written. Yes, we can. Yes, we did. Yes, we can. Thank you. God bless you. May God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you. You made me a better president, and you made me a better man.
I think, look, I guess the best example I can give you is the Affordable Care Act. I love these guys. Ran against the Affordable Care Act, how terrible it is, how premiums went up. We're going to repeal it. Go ahead, repeal it.
The same militant language
So we go into an era of resistance.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind.
Welcome to Stop the Madness. Keep it 100 on a Thursday afternoon. I'm here in Studio 51. I'm your host, Sean L. We have some dark days ahead, and as everybody picked the side that they want to go to or what they want to be on, they better just remember one thing, that we are all on the same ship. When the Titanic took on water, it didn't care who had money or who was on the ship with it. Everybody went down together. And it don't matter right now what size you choose, but everybody has to understand 33 million people who wake up without health care tomorrow. It don't matter to the 10 million people who wake up in their car or homeless who's the president is if you're not going to do nothing for them. It do not matter to the 25 million dreamers who right now is living in fear and do not know when or if somebody's going to come and kick in their door. That's what we're talking about right now. It do not matter to the 17,000 people who today are losing their jobs with GM. We're going to hit all those issues today on Stop the Madness and keep it 100. In Studio 51 with me tonight is the main man sitting in the funny chair, Cleveland stand-up comic Doug Million.
Where he at? Where he at? Where that boy at? What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up?
And we got a special guest tonight, especially for you in the chat room. We have Mr. Saxman himself. Welcome, Sax, to Studio 51.
Well, welcome. Thank you for welcoming me. I feel special. You say I'm special? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you special, man. You know that.
Yeah, that you are.
I like
you,
that.
You
Even
are
special, like
sitting-
the yellow bus special. Or
It's not as special.
You know, tonight we're going to talk about some serious issues, and for everyone who has a chance to remember something, in the chat room, we're going to bring back two things that we talked about on the last show. One was a case out of Evington, Illinois, and I think we said New Jersey, and Saxman said some things that we're going to correct up, and we're going to burn them up a little bit. We're going to get it all together. We're going to have us some fun. But before we go there, I'd like to thank them. Facebook Live, Snapchat, Twitter, SoundCloud, Mixcloud. We're on Internet Radio Channel 172 out of 19 cities. I'd like to welcome everybody to the people in Boston.
Welcome.
My girl, Michelle
Welcome.
Jackson. Welcome. I
Welcome.
see you in the chat room. And yes, I do have my Tom Brady throwback
Oh,
Ty
here
Law
we go.
jersey
Yeah.
on
We
today.
can't even get 2
Okay.
seconds
I
into
like
the
Michelle.
show.
Michelle, she got it going on.
Hey, so I want to thank everybody. You know, I represent, and I want to tell everybody I am a diehard Cleveland Browns fan. But you know what? I have so many
I
jerseys.
can't tell.
I have
can't
so
tell,
many
Pimpin'.
jerseys, and I got the throwback, so it
I
don't
can't
matter.
tell. You ain't got no Brown jersey on
Yeah,
today.
he
You got,
That's right.
He, didn't have no brown
he got
jersey
on Patriot draws.
That's
He
right.
got on
And a Patriot hat. I'm in there, right there. That's for my people in Boston.
Oh my God.
Woo!
The steel is about to get peeled.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, whatever. Them boys, Patriots.
We're
still-
gonna go with
yeah,
that.
we gonna get back to
we
that.
getting back to that. We gonna get back to that. All right, to black and gold. It's gonna be black and gold.
They got to come through there.
Well, I don't know. The Patriots been there more than the Steelers have. So.
That's all right.
Well-
They've been there.
Well, you know what? We're gonna get into that. But you know what I want to talk about in 20 and a half hours. We're gonna have a brand new president.
Here we go.
And you know, this is something that this ain't new. We've been doing this since 1776, okay? So since 1776 we've been transferring power to the new man. So it's not that hard. Everything is up in the air, and people have fear and hatred that's coming around. But I want to tell everybody something. This time 8 years ago, I was standing in Washington D.C. carrying a gun and protecting the president. So some of my comrades are there, and I wish them all the luck. And I know that it's going to be the coldest day that they ever worked because it was the coldest day in hell for me working. So I know how they going to feel out there on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Super cold.
Okay, you know that cold coming off the Potomac is no joke.
It ain't no joke.
But you know, everybody saying that we should get together and that we should give Trump a chance. But I want to clear the air right here because the name of my show is Keep It 100. So we're going to keep it 100. 8 years ago, when Barack Obama took office, the Republicans had a meeting and they swore that they would not back him even if it was a Republican plan.
Yep.
Okay. And the hatred that his family and kids had to go through. Okay. So you have your First Amendment right, just like everybody else did. And you heard a man, the dreamer, says, we want America to stand up to the paper they're signing, okay? And they signed a paper giving everybody the right. So guess what? Only person has to deal with this is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to have to deal with it the way that Barack Obama deal with it, like a man and respectful, okay? Donald Trump is in the same shoes Barack Obama's in, and I'm going to say this. His father was American, but his mother was not.
Whoop.
Okay? Nobody knows where Donald Trump was born at.
What?
Okay? Is anybody asking Donald Trump for his birth certificate right now?
No.
Okay,
Not yet.
but they did that to Barack Obama.
Yep.
Okay?
I called him to ask him for it, but he wouldn't even answer the phone.
Secondly, okay, you created this double system, okay, by saying we have the right to do what we want to do because when Barack Obama was sworn in, guess what? A party was formed, and it's called the Tea Party, okay? So now Donald Trump sworn in, and the party's there, and guess what? We don't know what it's going to be called right now. Anti-Trump, Trump. Okay, so everybody has to understand that they have to, right now, get with it and deal with it, okay? Because thousands are coming in to Washington, D.C. to protest. And I want to go to a story that
by the
busload,
carload on skateboard.
NAN, the National Action Network, had a rally Saturday, and it was packed in Washington. Nina Turner really took the stage.
Yeah,
okay,
I love her.
Coming tomorrow is the inauguration. Okay, everybody was respectful to give Trump his day, but come Saturday, 1 million women will be marching into Washington, D.C. to protest, and it's going to be carried across 24 countries around the world.
This is going to make history, Sean, because this is the first president has ever been protested.
Not only that, he's going to be the first president to come in office with a approval rating below 40%. And I'm going to go back to what I told everybody.
15.
But if you remember back during the election time and everything, Donald Trump was on a 40% threshold, okay? And on that threshold that he was with 40%, he never went over that 40%. But I have a problem right here, and I'm going to say this, is that we created this problem. So if you didn't go vote or you voted third party, you get what you get.
It's your fault.
Because democracy has responsibility.
That's right.
Okay? And with Donald Trump coming into office, some things are happening right now that I want to talk about.
You could have changed it.
On
in
today's,
the beginning, all you had to do was vote.
On today's show, it's not about Donald Trump. And I want everybody here, if you're a Trump fan, that's fine. Go to the inauguration, have your fun. I want you to get away from Donald Trump because we put Donald Trump in office. We, the people, are the ones who took everything and put it there for them. So he's here. He's going to get inaugurated tomorrow. He's your 45th president. So this ain't about Trump. So let's get away from Trump, okay? This is about the millions of people that's going to be hurt and everybody that's going to have problems, because I don't care if you are a Republican.
Now we talking about something.
Okay? I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. You're about to go down on the ship with everybody else. As I said, come tomorrow, the smoke and mirrors are no longer smoke and mirrors, because guess what? When Trump get finished with his inauguration, he's walking into the Oval Office and he's signing four bills that go into effect immediately
Immediately.
at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. That is the appeal
Not
of the Affordable
329.
Health Care Act. The appeal of the Affordable Health Care Act. That means 33 million people will find themselves without insurance
Without.
effective tomorrow at 3:30.
And
Gone.
cell phones.
Kaput. No cell phones.
Cell phones. Oh my God.
The
No
second thing
insurance.
is
No Uber.
the 10 million homeless people will find their aid in finance for food and everything cut. Shelters being cut. Okay, so this is no joke right here. Okay, let's just talk about it right here. Everybody talked about the carrier deal, Doug, and the carrier deal saved how many jobs?
None.
No, he saved 700. They want to say 700.
None compared
Okay.
to the jobs that's getting
Wait-
ready to
wait-
be
wait a
lost.
minute.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Ford brought back what they say 700, and they're gonna spend
They brought-
$70 million.
Yeah, they brought back 700. They
Oh.
said they're gonna be spend $70.2 million.
Okay, I want to say this. If you're going to spend $700 million, spend it on the people,
Mm-hmm.
not a building. Because let me tell you what's getting ready to happen here, folks. All right, you've been sleeping, and everybody been fighting about Trump this, Trump that, who grabbed who's pooty, who
Watching
is
the
this.
right hand
Yeah.
and the
You
left
talk
hand.
about
man,
Hillary
get busy,
Clinton
yeah.
emails. Let me tell you this, folks, okay? Today, GM just laid off 17,000
17,000.
employees.
That's 700,000.
But
700
okay.
million right there.
But Ford just saved 700 jobs.
No.
That
Now-
ain't that
now-
bad.
now
Let's
let-
do the
let-
math.
let-
ain't
let-
that bad.
Let me break it down to you. All of you people here in my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. Let me break it down
In
to
the
you.
land.
Lordstown plant, the plant of Lordstown in what county is that? Tax man, come on.
That's what Lordstown.
Right.
Lordstown, that's Youngstown,
That's
that's
Muhammad.
Mahoning
Mahoney
County.
County.
All right, come on,
County.
Sax man, get in
Mahoney
the
County.
show. Come, hey, come on,
hey.
get up in the show with it, baby.
He's still trying to recover from the fact that Ford saved 700 jobs, but GM about to get rid of
Come on, baby,
17,000.
get up here.
Right. I'm still trying to figure that
He's
math out.
shocked.
Okay, so look at this. Look at this. In
Put your shoe back on.
the Lordstown plant right here in Ohio, we're getting ready to lose 1,200 workers losing their jobs today. That means tomorrow morning, the man that they voted for and they told them they was going to keep their jobs and told them they was going to have health care and
Now, in
everything.
the chat room, I
Guess
hope somebody
what
is
they
doing this
getting
math.
ready to
Yeah.
do here.
In the chat room, somebody
Okay.
need to be doing this math. Now,
So,
check it out, y'all.
you-
Ford saved 700 jobs, but GM got rid of 17,000 jobs. And Ford and Lordstown getting rid of how many?
1,200 right
so
here in
that's
Ohio.
17,000, 1,200 jobs
That's right,
gone, but 700 was
700
saved.
was
We're going to even go deeper than this.
That's
Let
what
me-
I'm saying. I'm having issues with that right
Wait,
now.
It can't get no deeper than that.
I'm having issues.
Hold up. We're going even further because I want you to let everybody know this ain't about Trump. This is about smoke and mirrors, okay? This is about what you allow happen for not voting and what you don't want
Right.
to hear, okay? And these are not minorities because let me say this. There's no Ford plants in the inner cities, people, okay? So that don't mean, let me tell you who getting laid off. That means they're either Republicans or they're working Democrats or independents, okay?
Yep.
They're not poor people.
Voting taxpayers.
Voting tax. There you go. Say it one more time.
Voting taxpayers.
That's
Oh,
exactly
no.
correct.
Did you say that?
Yeah, they did.
Then we're going to look at this. In Michigan, where everybody stayed home in the state of Lansing, Michigan, 800 workers no longer from the GM plant has a job now.
Nobody.
Nobody. Okay?
No call, no show, you're fired.
Now,
Done.
in the chat room, we got a guy named Shanahan. And Shanahan, like thousands like him, are desperately holding on to hope that Trump saves their job. Well, guess what GM says? Trump's going to have to get him some money because you got a pink slip today, baby, and you're not coming
Yep,
back.
better keep holding
so
on.
let's get the chat room chopping right there on that. We get ready to get chopping on that right now.
Now, wait a minute.
Okay.
Now, Trump's campaign was bringing the jobs back and saving the industry.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, preach.
That's
Sack.
what he said.
That's what he said. So he had convinced a lot of people who voted for him that that was going to happen.
Okay. And
Right hand over
right,
here.
Don't look. Wait,
Left hand back
going
over
for
here.
the pootie.
wait a minute. Am I the only old guy here or Facebook and Snapchat in the chat room, remember the quote of the great wizard. Never mind the man, behind the curtain. Okay,
That's right.
Okay, so this is what's
Worry
happening
about
right here.
that man behind that curtain.
Don't pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Now, everybody want to blame something here, but let me say this. I want to get back into this because in the chat room somebody said, "Well, it was Barack Obama didn't do anything." I am so tired of everybody talking about Barack Obama didn't do anything. Let me tell you something. We're getting ready to go back right now because you know what?
Made my head hurt.
You know what? When the chat room brought that to me, from this point forward in 2017, I'm going to school you every time you come up because we cannot let this go. And this is this is a black guy saying this, okay? Barack Obama didn't do anything. Well, let me say you this, okay? In 2008,
shiftless and lazy.
2008 and 2009, on January 20th in 2009, 8 years ago, when Barack Obama walked into office, he was the first president in history that had 2 wars going at the same time.
Come on, educate him.
Okay? Now, the housing market was collapsing.
What?
The healthcare market was out of control.
That's
the
3.
banks were going under.
That's
The
4.
auto market was exploding.
That's 5.
The stocks was dropping.
That's 6.
And we was losing 750,000 jobs a month.
750,000 jobs a month.
Okay.
A month.
Let me go back. Let me go back into this. Okay. We ain't gonna talk about what he brought back. I'll let you know what was going on.
Right.
The Dow Jones Industrial closed at 7,900. That was 332 points down. The NASDAQ stock market closed at 1,400. That's 88.47% down. The S&P 500 closed at 800 points. That was 44% down, okay? That's what was happening. All that was going down. If you do not look out your window and get on your knees and thank God right now that you still got a roof and a job, then
It's going
you
down
are
for
ungrateful.
real.
Okay, to that young man there, you are ungrateful. Okay, you think you talking about you want police reforms? How you gonna get police reforms when you didn't vote?
Right.
Okay, come on. You didn't go out and vote. You just said you didn't vote. Okay.
Oh, come on, man. You being hard on me now. I can just sit at home and badmouth somebody else that's actually doing something.
Okay.
Right.
Now, in February of 2009, employers slashed 600,000 jobs.
Slashed them.
Okay. That's 3.6 million jobs lost even before Barack Obama walked in the door.
Before it saved 700.
Okay. October 9th, 2008, the auto market experienced an outright collapse. Chevy, GM, which is Chevy, but they got 2 different plants, okay? You know, Chevy got
Daimler,
up under
Chrysler, don't
GM,
forget about
okay?
them.
Chrysler, okay? Fiat that we bailed out from Germany.
They was
okay?
all about to fold.
The only one that was stable and holding on by a thread was Ford, because Ford didn't take no money from anybody.
Because Ford built tough.
Because Ford daddy, old man Ford, taught the company to put something away for a rainy day, and Ford started slashing jobs to save. Okay, they didn't do like GM and Chrysler, keep people on and keep it rolling. So you look at that. So next time y'all say Barack Obama didn't do anything, we're going to go right back right now, and you're going to ask yourself, do we have an auto market?
Yeah.
Is the housing market, did that come back?
Barack Obama ain't did nothing.
Did the banking come back?
Nothing.
Is the stock still up? Because remember those prices, the things that I gave you and everything. But guess what? Everybody has to understand, we missed a lot of signs back then, fellas.
Whoop.
We missed a lot of signs. You know, Saxon, we missed so many signs that this could have been avoided with regulations and with the people looking at what's going on. And today, January 20th, go ahead, Doug. What's up, baby?
No, I ain't raising my hand. I'm making y'all
Doug-
watch the
Doug-
right hand
Doug,
so y'all can't see what I'm
letting
doing
you
over here
know
with my
that-
left
that
hand.
Okie doke is over here.
Okay, so you have to ask yourself right now. Now we're going back into the time, and I'm gonna say this: we don't have to go back far.
No.
Not far
Okay,
at all.
see, because we're going back for laws. We're going back to 1968. Okay, in 1968, everybody forgets that all the American cities were burning. The police we're at an all-time high with a war with the communities.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and with people of color.
Yes, sir.
Now the police are going to be at war with people of color. They're going to be at war with militias.
Gonna be. Hold up. Gonna be.
Yeah, I said gonna be.
Gonna
He
be.
said gon' be.
I said
Oh,
gonna
so
be.
that mean it's gonna be an uprising then.
You know, it's a whole new. It's
It's past up, right? It's a whole new thing. But I want everybody to look at this sign that's coming here, because there again we was talking about Donald Trump and saving jobs. Well, guess what? Prior to Donald Trump walking into office, 17,000 GM, Ford employees and auto market employees, along with Sears, Macy's, and Limited employees
And
have
Craftsman.
lost their, and Craftsman have lost their job. So right now, when he walks in, he's at a 17,000 deficit. And those
I don't
people,
know what you talking about.
those people,
Mr. Trump is gonna be providing lots of
Because
jobs,
Mr.
man.
Trump got
'Cause
his
Mr.
own
Trump
money.
got
He
his
don't-
own
you know,
money.
he gonna go in the
Mr.
bank
Trump
and
got
bail
the
out the
Trump
com-
towers.
That's right.
Mr. Trump, Massa gonna
Listen,
treat us
I listen
good.
to you, Sean Badmouth. This man got so much money. He gonna save us.
He gonna save
I
us.
know-
Oh
what-
Lordy, he gonna save us.
what did somebody
And you
say
heard it
earlier?
from Sax Man.
Wait a minute, but let me say this. Sax Man say he's gonna save us, but let me say this, and I'm gonna say this one time for everybody.
I'm gonna be
here.
devil's advocate.
Okay, I do hope that Trump is successful. Is successful. No, we good. I do hope Trump is successful for one reason. Okay, because see, the people of America need to understand, you cannot do things with hate. You cannot run with hate. Okay. And hate is what ran everything. So we're at a stage right now where it's not going to get any better.
What the world needs
Okay.
now is love.
Now, the signs
Sweet
that we
love.
missed in 2008, we're going to come back to that, Saxon. I don't want to say this. What we missed in 2008, I hope we don't miss now, because the same monster is running his head up. Okay?
That's right. And people, listen, one more time. I'm going to say this one more time.
Say it again.
If you do not study your history, you will be doomed to repeat your past.
Yep.
And we're headed back.
Yep.
Like the song say, we're going to go back.
Well,
Way back.
Way back.
Chocolate ice.
well, let me say this to Sax Man, but you know what? Somebody else can say it better than me.
Oh, here we go.
I come here tonight and plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. As I said to the group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennysonian or Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation.
You hear what the dreamer said? That you must stand up yourself and in your manhood, because Trump can't do it for you.
Now, I got to cut in on there because, I mean, I think about this, people. This is what I was just saying. Study your history, because he's not the only one. Throughout history, powerful black men have stood up and saying the exact same thing. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nat Turner. Come on, man. These people, they keep warning us and telling us. These are not people that didn't go. These are people that went through.
And what year was that?
What year was it?
1968.
1968,
And
man, and
so-
it
so
said
we-
before that
so-
all the
so
way
we
up to
going
Barack
back.
Obama.
I can say this, and the reason why the words are falling on deaf ears because white people give black people
false hope
things to distract them from the truth.
Right. But see, you know what the thing of it is? I'm not even going to put anybody else involved in this. This is on us.
Yeah.
Okay. This ain't on nobody else. This is on us. Our kids not getting properly educated. That's on us.
That's right.
Fool
Our
me
kids,
once, shame
right,
on you.
Our kids are in the streets committing crimes. That's on us.
They have a distraction. That's
Okay.
what it is. They have a distraction.
How can we get the American dream when we keep waiting for someone to do something? Okay. Just like our police force. How can our crime rate go down, and we keep waiting. The only way the crime rate can go down if we police our own
We have
communities.
to police our own community.
Okay,
That's
exactly.
it.
so
exactly.
so that's what we have to do. Now, when I was telling everybody that the signs are back here today, today, the Dow closed minus 11%.
Mm-mm.
The S&P closed minus 13%.
Mm-mm.
The Nasdaq only went up and closed 12%. Okay, some serious stocks uh, that took a hit today, and everybody need to know this. Okay, the GIMO, which is medical, went down 28.72%.
And that's only gonna get worse.
The PSO Pearson went down 28.63%. The BNTC went down 21.51%. And these are just the top market stocks that I'm giving you. Just showing you, look at the signs of what's coming down here, okay? The APRI went down 19.58%. The OASM went down 18.80%. The CCJ stock went down 18.24%. And the biggie, the IZEA, went down 17.9%. So everybody has to understand, where you really look overseas at the London Lloyd's bank rating, that's also down. So with all this going on, is the housing bubble getting ready to come back and crack? We have in 2009, we had all the retail stores closing, Sachs. So when you look at all the retail stores closing, what's happening now in 2017? Sears, Macy, Limited. Those are tax dollars, because the communities took that money and used the payroll tax to pay police officers, firefighters, trash collection.
Right.
Those stores are closing, which means malls are going to start closing.
Mm-hmm.
Tax dollars going to start going down. They're going to have to start laying off city employees.
Tax dollars is already tied up somewhere else, but it's and I gotta cut in here. You missing one. The consumer dollars.
Right. Well, the consumer dollars they're going to get, because guess what they're doing, people?
What's that?
They're putting everything online.
Well, that's why Randall Park Mall and Euclid Mall and all them other big malls shut down.
Well,
I thought they shut the mall down because of all that fighting.
No, they had nothing to do with that.
well, it was a no. Wait, no, Sachs,
You mean it wasn't a little nigger children?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on one thing.
Okay, what's that?
It was a combination of both, but the difference was that the people didn't want to come into there because of the clientele and the kids coming in. So once the clientele, just like Beechwood Mall, once they start leaving, then the mall can't be viable no more.
Well, that's why Beechwood Mall implemented that new rule they put out now.
They got a curfew.
A curfew rule. Not only that, but even after a certain time,
they
if
got
the
a
kids
curfew.
want to come in,
Yeah.
they got to come in with an adult.
They got a curfew. It's just like Tower City.
Yeah.
They got a curfew. They got a curfew rule, and they now have an adult supervisory rule.
And I think that's what should have been in place a long
time ago.
Well, you know what? Let's go pay some bills. Hold up for a minute. We're gonna go pay some bills, and then we're gonna be right back.
Right back.
AP Radio News. I'm Ed Donahue. The president-elect has arrived in Washington.
We have by far the highest IQ of any cabinet ever seen.
Donald Trump was at a Republican leader luncheon at his D.C. hotel. Several blocks away, rehearsal.
Here on the Capitol's West Front, a chorus rehearsed above the platform where Donald Trump will take the oath of office. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer was among those testing the mic and teleprompter as workers cleaned windows and arranged chairs behind him. Some things here are covered in plastic with rain in tomorrow's forecast. The National Park Service is revising its no umbrella policy for tomorrow, saying small collapsible umbrellas will be allowed on the National Mall and along the parade route. Sagar Meghani, Capitol Hill.
At a luncheon in D.C., President-elect Trump appears to have announced the billionaire owner of the New York Jets, Woody Johnson, will become the next ambassador to Britain. Trump's Treasury Secretary nominee, Stephen Mnuchin, faced some tough questions. Oregon Democratic Senator Ron Wyden says Mnuchin's bank moved quickly on foreclosures.
Under Mr. Mnuchin, One West churned out foreclosures like Chinese factories churned out Trump suits and ties.
Mnuchin says he worked hard to help homeowners to refinance so they could keep their homes. Energy Secretary nominee Rick Perry is criticizing a Trump transition team questionnaire, asking for the names of those who worked on Obama administration climate change efforts. Perry says the questionnaire went out before he was picked by the Trump team to oversee the department. Incoming White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer says Donald Trump has asked roughly 50 senior Obama administration appointees to remain in their jobs after his inauguration to ensure continuity in government. Former President George H.W. Bush has pneumonia and remains in stable condition. A family spokesman says his wife Barbara is feeling much better. She's being treated for bronchitis. This is AP Radio News. Paul McCartney is going to court to reclaim ownership of several Beatles songs.
Love me do. Paul McCartney has filed a federal lawsuit to regain the rights to the songs he wrote with John Lennon from Sony ATV. Michael Jackson outbid him for the songs in 1985, and Sony ATV got full control after Jackson's death. McCartney is citing a provision of U.S. copyright law that allows him to claim back the songs after a certain time. The songs would be eligible beginning with Love Me Do in October 2018, with the rest of the songs coming up over the next 8 years. Sony ATV says it has the highest respect for McCartney, but finds the lawsuit unnecessary and premature. I'm Archie Zaraletta.
Chrisette Michele is going to perform at Donald Trump's inauguration. But Spike Lee says that's not okay. He says he won't be using Michelle's music in an upcoming project. Chrisette Michele says we can't be present if we're silent. Ed Donahue, AP Radio News.
Like the taste of fresh apples? Looking for something a little different? Try an Angry Orchard hard cider. We use traditional cider apples from a 100-year-old orchard. It takes 2 apples to make each bottle of Angry Orchard. So at the end of the day, relax and raise a glass to something a little unexpected. Angry Orchard, crisp, refreshing, and not too sweet.
Hey, Thirst, can I try out a few Coke Summer sound effects on you? Yes. Cool. You okay with this? Yes. And this? Yes. And what about this? Yes. Ha! Gotcha there, Thirst. That wasn't sound effects. That was a Coke. I'm no longer thirsty. You're so out of here. Coca-Cola.
Taking a family of 5 to the amusement park can cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. So to save some money, we thought, hey, let's bring the amusement park to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, step right up, young man. Are you ready to ride the Wacky Waterfall?
That's just the bathtub with the shower head running.
Nope, it's the Wacky Waterfall.
It's the shower, Dad.
Waterfall.
Wacky.
There's an easier way to save. To get a free rate quote, go to geico.com. Then buy online, over the phone, or at your local Geico.
And now back to John with the weather.
Yes, Andy. Tonight, a big storm. Storm this! Get the soccer offer from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. With every 2 medium pan Super Supreme, you get a real soccer ball and 4 cans of Pepsi for free. Yes, a real soccer ball and 4 cans of Pepsi for free. Yes, Pepsi the soccer ball. Don't miss the Pizza Hut and Pepsi soccer offer. With every 2 medium pan Super Supreme, you get a real soccer ball and 4 cans of Pepsi for free. What about the weather, Eddie? Don't resist and call 19,000 now.
You're listening to Stop the Madness. Keep it 100 with your host, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone on STMK Radio 100, 100, 100.
Welcome back to Stop the Madness, Keep It 100. I'm your host, Sean L. In the studio with me today, I got Sex Man, and we got Doug the Chameleon in the funny chair. Earlier, we was talking about the ACA and what was going on with the stocks, but I was just handed something in with a text. The drug and biotech stocks tanked 285.94 to 275.91. And that was because while you was sleeping at 1 a.m., the Senate voted on an amendment to block people who was protected by the ACA, better known as Obamacare, with preconditions to get insurance. So they no longer have health insurance tomorrow at 1:30 when President Trump signs that amendment.
So how am I gonna get my medicine?
While you was sleeping at 1 a.m.
Pay for it.
While you was sleeping at 1 a.m., the Senate passed an amendment to make it easier for kids to stay on their parents' insurance. They blocked that. So now your kids can be kicked off of your insurance, so you're gonna
Stay
have
out
to pay
there urgent care.
a higher note. While you was sleeping, and this is for the mine people in Kentucky and West Virginia, while you was sleeping, the Senate passed an amendment to block and to make it harder for someone with preconditions to get insurance.
5 more minutes. Five more minutes.
Okay. Secondly, we're talking about the ACA now. while you was sleeping, the Senate passed an amendment at 1 a.m. to cancel insurance on 33 million people.
I'm up. I'm up. I'm up.
You're going to be up now, ain't you?
You woke up now.
You can't make this stuff up. I mean, seriously, you cannot make this stuff up. Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. This is something serious here.
Right.
And I'm gonna bring it back down, everybody, because this isn't people in inner cities. This is everybody across the board getting touched. Retirees. If you are on health care and you with United Healthcare, your insurance is getting ready to go up $200 to $300 a month. If you are with an employer, say the city of Cleveland, instead of paying $100 a month for health care, your health care is getting ready to kick up.
Like
Everybody's going to pay. Okay? Because what everybody feels to get is that all these people, you can't keep these amendments if everybody don't play. Okay? Marco Rubio passed a bill blocking the risk corridors so the insurance companies cannot be reimbursed for any money they lose. So nobody, this business is going to stay there. Okay?
Not a smart business, man.
While you was sleeping at 1 a.m., the Senate passed an amendment making it harder and more difficult for veterans to get insurance.
Oh, stop taking all the cover.
Okay? This is serious, okay? So this isn't about Trump. This isn't about Barack Obama. This isn't about white, black issue. This is about a Senate and a House who has no care for people. Look at Donald Trump's picks and what he done today.
Yeah.
Today, he named the New York Jets owner an ambassador.
Can you believe that?
What?
Now, come on, yes, the New York Jets owner is an ambassador.
What happened to we the people, of the people, for the people, and by the people?
Well, what's getting ready to happen is, people, this is getting ready. It's going to get serious because I'm
gonna get serious.
I'm going to have to go back. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to go back to somebody told me that Trump's going to get impeached.
Yeah.
I heard
that.
They're going to try to assassinate him, or they're going to impeach him.
Well, we're not going to say that, the A word. We're just going to say, remember what happened to Kennedy.
I didn't say they would. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they going to remember what happened to Kennedy, his ass,
right.
or they going to impeach him.
Put a hot plug in him.
Right.
We're
not going to say anything with the A word on it, okay?
Right.
Okay, I agree
we don't
with
want
you
the
on that.
Secret Service company here paying.
I
keep
certainly
it
do not.
100,
I didn't say we was going to do it. I said they.
Somebody's going to plug.
It's going to be an attempt.
Because
it's going to be an attempt.
Think about it. If all this is going to actually happen, I ain't doubting you.
Because I mean, see,
we just think about it.
For the most part, people that live below the poverty line, that live in the so-called hoods and the ghettos, that live in below the so-called middle class, we know how to survive this.
With that 15,000 a year,
yeah, we know how to survive.
Well, it's not going to touch us because see, this is the problem with everybody doesn't really understand. There's no Sears, there's no Limited, there's no Macy's in the inner cities. Okay, so everything is closing, and as far as healthcare is concerned, nobody in the inner city has healthcare anyway.
And aside from that, the only stock that really mattered in the hood then already went up. The Ohio lottery
That's right.
Is up.
The number man, the number man's getting ready to make a big comeback.
Wow.
The number man's gonna make a comeback.
Drugs and everything is going
Call me at 555-0755 because I done already started my policy business.
Now, I said this earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. This, wherever side you want to pick or where you stand, this means nothing to the 1 million people who are homeless in America. Okay?
Absolutely not.
Nothing. These people are still gonna be hurt.
Because they still gonna be homeless.
Okay.
They still gonna be hungry. Yep. And
no
right here in East Cleveland, Marvin's still gonna be right there at the doggone at Wintermere tomorrow. I'm hungry.
Right. Not only that,
Marvin was all the way downtown one time. I was going to see my attorney, and I seen Marvin in the middle.
Getting paid.
Oh my God, he was running up and down the street. I said, Marvin, get out in the middle of the street, boy.
I know what he said back to you. Excuse me, brother. I'm hungry. Can you help me?
Now I want to say this also.
to everybody, no matter what you think about Trump, and I'm talking to the Bernie or Buzz people, I'm talking about to the Democrats, all the left, okay? We created this problem, and we can't fight this problem because we're gonna have to deal with it now for
'Cause
4
you didn't
years.
do nothing about
okay?
it to begin with.
We-
So
we-
they can
right.
get out and vote.
So whatever you think about Trump, get Trump out of your mind, because it doesn't matter what you feel about Trump for the 23 million people who's going
So
to
get
be
the
without
Trump outta
healthcare,
here.
Okay.
Well, see, Trump is just a name that people they're gonna get mad at him and blaming him. But it's he can't do anything without the Senate, without the House.
Well, this goes way back. This even go further than this, okay? I'm going back all the way down the line. This wasn't about Barack Obama. This wasn't about Trump. In America, this was about color and hate, okay? That's all it is, color and hate. People have so much hate in their heart that they cannot sit down with each other and live side by side. And that's what's going on. And Trump is not the great white hope.
Nope.
Okay. We've been looking for the great white hope since they was looking for somebody to beat Muhammad Ali, looking for somebody to beat Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes,
Jack Johnson. Let's
Jack
go back
Johnson.
there.
Right. So let's call it what it is. We have a fraction of people who feels that America is slipping away from them. But the problem here is, instead of reaching out to the poor people, you're going to make it harder on the poor people. And come 2020, with all this is going on, it's going to be a landslide for Boo Boo, whoever get up there and run.
Boo Boo the fool.
Okay.
This is the
Pookie
thing,
in them.
though. This is the thing. White people, they're gonna feel the effects that blacks been feeling all for the last 40
And
50
that's the
years.
point that I was getting at a
Right.
little while ago when I was saying that the people that live below the poverty line, it's not going to affect them because, I mean, we know how to handle this.
Right. It's gonna
We
hit
know how to eat a can of beans and
Second
tighten that
class versus second
belt up.
class, right.
And them other ones
They gonna get
that when the first time, that when the stock market crashed the first time, start jumping out of windows and doing all kind of, it's going to happen again. But this time.
Well, I was watching, and I went to a town hall, medical health town hall, and right here in Cleveland, Ohio, the CEO of Cleveland Clinic, he said the following things: by requiring fuller coverage to insurance companies that's going to back out the market, that means older and sicker patients are going to suffer. Okay, higher premiums. That means now you're going to make a choice whether you're going to pay a light bill, a water bill, or something. You're going to have higher premiums coming up. Okay, in Obamacare, and I'm gonna call it the Affordable Care Act, we knew in the beginning that premiums and stuff was going to happen, but that was going to offset everything with everybody getting in, paying their fair share, and the federal government helping them out. Okay. Now you have to look at this restriction on hospitals and doctors is coming up right now. Okay, so with that restriction coming up, we have a very serious problem.
Why don't we all just get on the bus and go over to Canada? Just solve the problem.
Well, Canada don't want you, baby. Canada. Wait a minute. Rosie Donald said that, and Canada said no.
Canada said we don't want nobody from America.
He said, y'all stay right there.
Right where you are.
Stay right there.
The bigger problem is, though, Sachs, is that Obama wanted to pass a law so we could negotiate with prescription companies and all that to bring the prices down. The Senate passed a bill requiring Medicare and Medicaid not to be able to negotiate these prices. So Trump is going to get a rude awakening when he go in there, because there's a law on the books right now to say they can't negotiate.
Right.
That they got to go back and pull back down. And when he signs this tomorrow, I know everybody's wishing the best. Like, I don't see this happening, but everybody's saying, okay, we're going to wait 2 years before the insurance companies and all this pull out before we change something.
Keep hope alive.
When you repeal something and sign the law, any investor's not going to sit there for no 2 years to see if he's going to make money and get it. They're going to vote.
Take the money and run.
And the healthcare system is getting ready to explode. Okay,
Oh,
it's
my
getting
gosh.
ready to explode. Without a replacement, okay. Without a replacement, right now the hospitals are talking about 22 to 30 million people losing their jobs.
Here
in
you
the
go with them
medical
numbers
field.
again.
I mean, because if you're gonna repeal something, what are you gonna replace it with? You have to have a plan.
Well,
You just can't just take
Cleveland,
away something and just don't give the people nothing. You know, you can't
right.
do that. You got to give them something. What is his plan?
Cleveland Clinic says that 22 million healthcare workers may lose their job. Okay, you know what that means?
How many healthcare workers?
22 million.
Holy crap.
Because Obamacare, everybody want to call it Obamacare, but the Affordable Care Act paid hospitals back and gave hospitals certain things. So that's a big issue right there. Another thing, Obamacare required insurers to provide a full range of coverage and assured customers who had pre-conditions that they would be covered. That's not going to happen no more.
Nope.
So once your insurance company cuts you, okay,
You're done.
or you drop your insurance because of the high premiums,
You're done.
you're not going to be able to go over here and get insurance because nobody's going to take you because you got kidneys.
Pre-existing condition.
So both my ex-baby mamas is going to lose their jobs, and they
Done.
both working in the hospital.
Done.
Well, we ain't going to talk about your baby mama drama, okay?
No, that's bad for me, 'cause that means I got to go back in my pocket.
Well, you know what? Somebody got to take care.
Oh, my
That
God.
means you're going to have to get an extra job. You can't retire. I told you to retire when you was heading
I
up.
should've.
I should've. Yeah, I should have.
In Ohio alone, Ohio spent close to $15 billion between 2010 and 12 because Ohio got into the exchanges.
Yeah.
Now,
and the
now what
medical-
everybody don't understand, the federal government was reimbursing the states who got into the changes, okay?
Not anymore.
That cost for Medicare and Medicaid now falls into the laps of Ohio.
And when I was coming up, we was worried about whether or not it was gonna be Social Security.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That was the big thing back in the day.
Yeah, ain't gonna be no more Social Security.
Okay, we put out a call to the governor's office. Okay, and I want to say this because I'm from Ohio, so I wanted to find out what was going to happen in Ohio because we're going to talk some local issues on the next hour. When we coming into the next hour, we're going to talk some local issues here in Cleveland. But the state of Ohio governor spokesperson said the cost to Northeast Ohio economically wise could be steep. They said that jobs
Devastating.
requires hospital losses to be losing totally $15 million. Hospitals are going to project they're going to lose. Okay. Such dramatic cuts will limit their ability to provide crucial care, threaten patients' ability to get care, and they need and potentially results in serious job losses. That's from the governor in the state of Ohio on what's going to happen when they appeal. Well, they already appealed Obamacare and put the amendments when Trump signs this stuff tomorrow.
And all this because y'all didn't vote.
Didn't vote, but once again, it ain't gonna affect us, not at all.
Yeah.
They done already took the urgent care. Ain't no urgent care in the hood. The trauma center's gone.
Yep.
Remember they come along with that the one trauma center right in East Cleveland, snatch it up overnight.
Oh,
Boom,
here,
it's
right,
gone.
it's gone.
It's a big opening right there. It's a field. It's a field where they used to save lives. It's a field
And people
now.
nationwide that are listening to the show, we're not talking about a field of dreams.
No, we talk about an empty field where you run across
Dirt
and
and
grow marijuana.
Now, the other thing that we want to talk about here is that
That's what we should be talking
Yeah,
about.
we should be talking
Because
about
that's what's going to save this country.
Exactly. Marijuana is going to save this country.
Because
We'll
a lot of
bring it
people,
back.
a lot of people don't even realize that in the 1700s, when you came to this country, if you came to this country from another place as a farmer, you were giving a marijuana tax bill, and you were in fact required to grow cannabis because clothing, ropes, sails for the ships, and a whole bunch of other products were being made from cannabis. As a matter of fact, a lot of people would like to believe that the amber wave of grains that you see on the seal of the United States is wheat or hay. It is not. It is cannabis.
Speak on, bro.
And you know the
He
Indians
ain't
love
just
it.
a comedian. He can spit some. He can spit
Hey,
some. knowledge.
this is it. Now,
y'all tell them.
Let me say this right here, and I'm gonna say this to everybody. This is not normal. So quit trying to make it normal. Quit trying to say, okay, the news media, CNN, MSNBC, and all them It's time to start calling it the way it is. Okay. The thing with this is now for us. Okay. We as a people must get together and start taking care of our community. Okay.
That's right. We got to
can't-
get back to being a village.
right. So we can't even begin to say Trump. Forget Trump. I hope Trump bring jobs into the inner cities with Jim Brown. I hope Trump put houses
Wait a minute.
and break the.
Did he just say Jim Brown?
Yeah, Jim
Hey,
Brown.
hey,
Jim
hey.
Brown has a thing called
Boots
boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
And,
Boots
and,
on
I,
the
and
ground.
I know some of the activists working with Jim Brown.
That ain't like his old one called Foot in Your Eye.
Foot in
Wait,
your eye.
huh? What? Boy, you
Dog.
better shut up.
Yeah.
So I believe in Jim Brown, and I think Jim Brown
I'm
with
kind of familiar with that old one.
hey, and Ray Lewis. I think Ray Lewis also will help the communities because our community is going to need help.
Yeah,
Because
truly.
when the hospitals begin laying off, the stores are closing.
Yeah.
What everybody didn't think about, these are income dollars, okay, that cities were getting payroll tax money from. That now is going to affect your policing, your fire, your trash collection, your water. I mean, so much
Slippery
things
slope effects.
Right, it's going to come down.
Coming down.
So right there on the national front again, it means nothing to all these people that's going to be hurt if we do not sit down and get together as one.
What is Steve Harvey, the brother, gonna do for us, man? Steve Harvey's up there with Trump, and smiling like he was lost.
Well, this is the question that I have to ask everybody, and I said this in the chat room. A closed mouth don't get fed.
True that.
There you go.
One, and a player that don't go to the table can't play.
There you go.
Okay, so you have to ask yourself here: it's not Steve Harvey's or Jim Brown or Ray Lewis or Dr. Scott problem.
Kanye West stuff.
Right, Kanye West. The problem.
He got enough problems.
He
Leave
got enough
Kanye alone.
The problem here is the American people that did not go out and vote, and a lot of things has happened. Just like in the chat room, they just put up Roe versus Wade is gone.
And I got to say this about Steve Harvey, not to cut you off, but I got to say this about Steve Harvey. Steve, number one, bro, if you out there and you listening and you listening by proxy, man, love you. Always have, always will.
Cleveland,
But
man.
they're using him as a tool. It's just something else. Once again, smoke and mirrors. Something else for the people to talk about.
It's a
What
photo
Steve
op.
Harvey gonna
Well,
do?
it's a photo
Forget
op.
about what Steve Harvey gonna do. What you gonna do?
Because see, they figure if he's standing there with Steve Harvey, then we can accept him more because we
Right,
can
right,
relate.
We
to
can
Steve
relate.
Harvey.
Yeah.
So we figure, okay, well, that's just another ploy
Well-
to get us to come
well,
along.
no,
Smoke
no.
and mirrors.
You
The-
know,
the problem-
come along.
wait a minute,
You know,
the
I
prob-
got Steve. You got to come along.
Come along to get along.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir,
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
Johnson.
where it
But the problem I have about that whole thing, okay, as a black man or a man of color, I am totally disappointed, okay, because that lets me know how they see us. They see us as a football player, okay? They see us as a rapper. They see us as a comedian. They can't see
They
us.
see you as
but-
being very entertaining.
They can't
Right.
see us as being the president of the United States.
There you go.
They-
So that's where I'm leading to. That's what makes me mad with all this, okay? Because they can't see us as being equals.
They didn't
can't
want to
see
accept
us,
that. They
okay?
didn't want to accept presidency.
and
They
again-
can say he can accept us being anything other than a powerful black man of the United States.
And there you go. And again, another history lesson because it all started way back with Abraham Lincoln. Everybody, Abraham Lincoln wasn't so great. Abraham Lincoln said, quote, all you are, all you is, all you'll ever be, and all I'll ever see you as is a slave. But he didn't say and, he said, but I'll set you free.
Right. And then,
I'll let you go to be free amongst the wolves, but you're still a slave.
but it goes back to this.
That's all you ever gonna be. That's all you ever been.
I'm not going to say that, but what I'm going to say is it goes back to us taking care of our own village and raising our own village. And that's where the circle comes all the way back around.
Right, there you go.
You can't go back to slavery because guess what? The 13th Regiment, if you want to go back there, go back to the 13th Regiment was the first black all-black regiment that had a battle and fought for their own freedom.
Right.
They didn't fight for themselves. They fought for the community. They
Right.
fought for the other slaves. They didn't think about
They fought
themselves.
for the women
They
and
fought
the children
for everybody.
and the babies and their food and that community.
So this is what we as men, us as men, have to do is stand up and take care of our community.
That's right.
That's what we have
Well,
to do.
I was brought up and raised in the projects, 110th Woodland projects, back in the early '60s, mid '60s, and I remember back then where our next door neighbor had the authority and the power to chastise us if we did anything wrong. They called us in the store,
Oh, yeah.
doing something, and they
Oh,
sit us
yeah.
down the street corner with a cigarette in their hand. They could smack us, whoop us, say, "You wait your mama go home," and your mama go home, and they go over and tell your mama, today your mama like, "What? My son ain't did so and so." No, back then.
Well, see,
Man,
that's the
If
problem.
an adult say
True
your
story.
kid did something,
True story.
Yeah.
Me and my cousin, I grew up over in the 93rd area.
Okay.
93rd and Pratt, to be exact.
Yuck.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Watch your mouth.
My
Watch
bad.
your mouth.
My bad.
But true story. With me and my cousin, this back when bus fare was 7 cents.
Yeah.
We caught the bus way over on St. Clair.
You can't tell them your age now.
Way over on St. Clair. It wasn't even the RTA. It was CTS.
Ooh, you really telling your age.
Along the way, we decided to get some eggs. We're going to throw these eggs at the buses. My mama's friend's husband who drove a bus saw me, stopped the bus, made me get on the bus, whooped me. Drove to the payphone, called his wife, told her meet me at the next stop. Met them at the next stop, got off the bus. I got a whooping by her. Took me to her house. Didn't take me home.
Right.
Took me to her house. Called my auntie, who she was best friends with. My auntie came and got me because my mama was at work. And guess what? I got another whooping.
Right.
Then when I got home, my uncle, who lived upstairs from us, when my auntie had to take his car and come get me, whooped me again.
It's called discipline.
Then when my mama got home, that's when I got my ass beat.
Because discipline.
Yeah.
So we got,
Because
And it was a village
That was the village.
raising
Right.
a
That's how it
child.
was with me.
Right.
And I guarantee you, we went from 93rd and Miles to Glenville.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Town.
Way across town.
and that's
People way across town. And these wasn't even my kinfolk. It didn't start off with my kinfolks. These was folk that knew somebody, that knew
But,
somebody,
Doug,
knew
Doug,
somebody,
do you-
but
do-
it was a village.
Do you really think that they can do that today? See, that's the
No,
problem.
Lord
That's the
Jesus,
problem.
if the people two doors down look at your child the wrong way,
Hey,
I
this-
try to, what?
Do you know why is that way?
Hey, this is Stop
Our
the,
fault.
this is Stop the
Yep.
Madness. Keep it
We're
100.
keeping it 100.
At
100.
STMK Radio 100. Here with our show today. We in the studio with Sax Man and Doug, and we're
Oh,
talking about the inauguration of President Trump. But I want to send a shout out to our Girl Scout troop 71803. They're selling
Where are my
cookies
cookies?
today, and they're good. And so go on STMK page, STMK Radio 100 page, and send them some love and show them some cookies.
Send them some money for some cookies.
Yeah.
But you know the chat room been
Bring
waiting.
them cookies up in here.
Right, the chat room been waiting for this right here, so we're gonna move right on into
Oh,
it.
boy.
Here we go.
We last
Oh,
week,
let's get ready to rumble.
How many Facebook friends
Hey.
of Sax Man's waiting to talk crap?
right, last week. Matter of fact, we're gonna open up the phone lines. You can give us a call.
Call me.
You can give us a call on 866-484-7865. That's 866-484-STMK. We're going to leave the phone lines open, and you can give us a call in and join our discussion, because right now in the chat room we are in this discussion. I'm going to bring it back. Last week we gave a case of Evanston Police Department.
Uh-oh,
And-
here we go.
Here we
And
go.
I went back, the chat room, like I said, we keep it 100. The chat room, Jacobs from Illinois came back and sent us some information. I'd like to thank you, Jacobs, for doing that for us. There's a young man who is an engineer student that was going to Northwest University
In Chicago.
in Chicago, Illinois. But
Chi-town.
Evanston is a suburb
small
of Chicago,
suburb, right.
Illinois, okay?
Right, this ain't the South Side. We're not talking
Right.
about Cabrini
So-
Green.
his car had some problems. He got out to take care of his problems. To make a long story short, he got locked out of his car. He got a hanger, got back in his car. Somebody called the police and said he was still in his car. Okay.
Sean, this is what really actually happened. According to the video that I've seen, he was repairing something on the top of his car.
Exactly.
He never locked his keys in the car.
Oh, okay.
He was fixing something.
Okay, I didn't see that bit.
Yeah, he was fixing something, and the white woman drove. I'm gonna say a woman drove past.
Like you said in the video, he was fixing something, and he was using a coat wire hanger to secure what he was fixing.
Okay, that's how the hanger came in. Because see, the thing of it is that what everybody don't know, this young man was facing 3 to 4 very serious felony charges that was placed on him, and the $300 he spent for his iCloud dash cam, it saved him.
Saved his life.
Because that camera was, if don't nobody know, big brothers are watching, but that camera takes pictures and everything, and audio the works, and it sent it up to the cloud. So no matter what happened with that car, if the car burns up or everything get destroyed, your video's up in the cloud so you can get it. And that's what saved him. We got a statement from the Superior Court judge there. But for me, I'm outraged. And as being a 32-year veteran in law enforcement, I'm really outraged because here go a young man who's the top of his class in college trying to do the right thing. He gets pulled over by law enforcement officers that he trusts. He gets out of the car. Hands up. He comply with everything they do. Okay. And even after they took him down and physically controlled him. Well, I'm not going to say beat, but I'm going to say physically control. Because this
there's no physical control when you're throwing punches.
Sean, you know the difference between physical control.
I mean, they were not subduing, they were not apprehending and subduing a suspect. They were throwing punches.
Muscle control punching.
First of all,
there was
8 cops.
It had to be about those men, yeah.
There was 8 cops. And I'm outraged because I can't believe, how come every time you see a brother with a coat wire hanger, he got to be smoking crack or something?
Or stealing a car.
Or stealing a car.
He could be using that to fix his radio so he can get a better reception.
This was a very, exactly. Well, now you're showing your age. But this was a very educated young man.
Hold on right there.
Hold up. We got a call.
The thing what we going to do, STMK, caller, welcome to the air. Go ahead on, you live on radio.
Hello.
How you doing, Stats Man? Stanley Russo.
Well, who is this?
What's up with you?
What?
Oh, you know who this is.
Oh,
this. You don't know who I am. And then you gonna lie about me on live radio for real.
Lord, Gigi, how you doing, G? She found me.
Only on STMK Radio 100.
This is
Sex
crazy.
man.
I should have never married her.
She found me.
It's Robin Williams. This is unicorn.
Gigi, you know you live on the air today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
hang up on it, Sean. Hang up on it.
No, we don't do our callers like that. But Gigi, let me ask you this question right here. Are you going to watch the inauguration tomorrow?
Am I doing what?
You watching the inauguration tomorrow?
Heck no.
Can you elaborate why not?
Why not, Gigi?
Why should I?
Well, cause that's your president. You're supposed to watch him. You watch Obama. You watch Obama.
He ain't my president.
Okay.
Obama, yeah, he was my president.
Was.
He was.
They locked him out in the White House.
I love Obama and Michelle.
He was the first. He made history again. He was the first person to get an eviction notice.
Yeah, sure did. He went home to get his refrigerator, and they locked the door.
Well, Gigi, we'd like to thank you for calling in to STMK
hey, Gigi, baby,
Radio 100 live to give Sax Man a good working over. Hey, we appreciate that because
this is crazy. I told you. You got to bob and weave. You got to bob and weave. I'm good.
All right, Gigi.
I love you, baby. I love you.
Thank you for calling us. Thank you, Gigi, and thank everybody. Thank you for calling us here on STMK.
I knew it.
But you have to look at this back to what we were saying here. the reason I'm outraged, and I'm gonna say the reason I'm outraged is because after all that happened, and everybody was telling me about what Saxon and them talking about, I'm gonna say he was taken down. Everybody seen the video; they can make their own conclusion. But my problem is, after all that happened, and you found out that the young man committed no crime and that it was his car, and you made the mistake. Why would you charge him with failing to listen to a lawful order?
Accountability, Sean.
Right, accountability. The sergeants and them should have had it. Why would you charge him with assault on a police officer?
Wait, it was a supervisor there.
Why would you charge him with 3 serious felonies that could put him in jail for 40 years?
And then say on camera, I mean on audio, we gonna have to put something together.
So I want you to go look at this because
it.
the young man, this is another problem here. The young man told him that they was on film. See now, the Sear Blue and every law enforcement officer should be appalled that this happened because this is what makes Black Lives Matters argument has merit to it. Okay, and Black Lives Matters. If we police ourselves, we wouldn't need Black Lives Matters or somebody to tell us this. And the biggest problem is right here is it wasn't for his video taken into court to show in court what took place. Okay, and all they had was audio. Okay, because they wasn't in front of the car. The judge himself said this was the most outrageous miscarriage of justice he ever
They could have
seen
made up anything
in 45 years.
And you know the justice system is going to believe them. So they could have made up anything.
What we're going to do right now, we're gonna jump off for a minute. And
I'm outraged because the truth came out.
We're going to go.
Can you believe it?
We're going to go take a break
because
for a
the
minute.
idea they lie so much.
That black Sambo boy out there, them good upstanding white folk ain't never did nothing but uphold the law.
He got out the car and charged me.
That boy run around
he charged me like a linebacker.
with a coat hanger. He tried to whip me.
Radio 100. Stop the madness and keep it real. We'll be right back.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
We're here asking people from all over what they think of Lipton green tea. Let's hear what people from Texas have to say. How about China? Germany? How about people from the North Pole? Or Mars? What about mimes? Oh, right. People with their jaws wired shut? Yeah, a barbershop quartet. Oh, you guys are great. How about race car drivers? What about you, high school glee club, here on a field trip? Well, that settles it. It sounds like everyone loves the taste of Lipton green tea. With its protective antioxidants from real tea, it's not just good for you, it's to you.
Man, I dig inner monologues. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, look, a fillet of fish just sitting here in my mind being all delicious. Hey!
That's my sandwich.
What? How did you get in my inner monologue?
Door was open. Give it back.
Man, get your own invisible sandwich.
Any day is a great day for a Filet-O-Fish sandwich. And right now at McDonald's, you can get 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches for only $3.33. For limited time only, prices and participation may vary.
You've been tuned in to Stop the Madness, keeping it 100 on STMK Radio 100. And now back to your host one more time, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone.
Welcome back to Stop the Madness, Keep It 100. We're in Studio 51 with Sax Man and Doug Million sitting here just rapping about it. We're going to bring some
Why
stuff
y'all
home.
keep letting him in here?
We're gonna bring it on home this last half hour. We're going to talk about some home issues. And first, all the Clevelanders sitting here talking about the mayor. Your next mayor may be Jeff Johnson, Zach Reed. Mayor Jackson may not reply. And the question is in the chat room is, one's a drunk. And I'm not going to, well, should I say that? Did I say that?
Well, he's an extra.
He's convicted. Okay. And
I'm not as thick
and
as
the other,
you drunk.
the
I
other
was.
candidate was a convicted felon.
But he got
right. So
only in America.
I'm going to say this as I said it again in the earlier part of the show, and this is for the chat room also, is that unless you get involved in your democracy, you get the government you deserve. Okay? So we have Donald Trump as the president, and here in Cleveland, you're going to get the mayor that you deserve if you do not go out and vote.
That's right.
As far as I'm concerned, I haven't looked at their records. I worked up under them as a patrolman when they was councilmen, and I know Jeff Johnson. I know Zach Reed.
I know him well.
So at this point in time, let Zach Reed want to come on the show and tell us what he want to do. The door's open.
Right.
If Jeff Johnson want to come on the show and he want to take the whole 2 hours and talk to the citizens of Cleveland, the door's open. I'm going to leave it open for you until we get in to see what they have to say.
I'm not as drink as you think I was.
But the biggest thing here right now when everybody talk about, this is championship weekend.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
You promised you weren't going to talk about this.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this championship weekend right here. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England Patriots.
Now, wait a minute.
We talk about
not
Green,
what you said we was going to talk
Green
about.
Bay. Hey,
That is
we got
not what
Green,
you said. Why we got to talk about the
Green
Patriots?
Green Bay and Atlanta Falcons. Okay. Now, everybody jumping on the Dirty Birds wagon and stuff.
ATL.
Okay? But everybody have to understand this. Rodgers, Mr. Magnificent, what they call him, double check, what he did to Dallas.
Mr. Double Check.
Atlanta got a lot
10
coming.
seconds.
But I want to go back to the other side of the steel curtain going against Tom Brady.
They not going against Tom Brady. First of all, let me straighten you out
How come
about
they
this,
not?
man.
How
You know,
come they
I'm
not?
burning that hat.
How come they
It's
not?
not Tom Brady.
Michelle Jackson.
They're going against the entire New England Patriot team.
Okay.
Tom Brady is just the quarterback. Okay, some could say that they're going that the New
When
England
Tom went there,
Patriots is going up against
well, let me ask you this,
the
Justin.
Roethlisberger.
Well, let me ask you this: the three Bs, when Tom, the terrific bee killer, wasn't there. Okay.
Folks, that's all the time we have. I'm sorry, but we have to.
We gotta go now.
So now
I got a flight waiting.
Now we get ready to put him on the record. Since Saxman sitting here and he want to go with the Steelers. You know I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so you
Man,
know
New England
who
New
I
England
want to
ain't
win.
gonna win nothing. New England ain't gonna win nothing. I hope they don't. I'm
we got
praying
Doug
they
on
don't.
record. We got Doug on record right now.
Man,
he got the Steelers.
I am so hoping.
He got
I am
the
so
Steelers.
hoping.
I'm gonna say this.
Saxman, are you going with black and gold, or you going to go with Belichick and the Browns?
I'm a Browns fan, and
You don't get off the hook that easy. You don't get off the hook that easy. Pick.
Well, you know, they had to
Pick
fight
one
with
or the
the
other,
Steelers.
one side or the other, black and gold or red, white, and gray, or sliver,
for
or
the
whatever
tradition
that
of
is.
the Browns' hatred towards
Saxman, how much money did you lose at that
Hey,
poker game?
Saxman, chat room, can y'all see
I
this?
lost my
Saxman.
shirt and some socks.
Okay, so
Saxman,
you
can
know
you see this?
you know what you have left, right?
You know what that is, Saxman?
I got my underdraws and maybe a belt.
Saxman, you know what that is?
So you know who you better vote for, right?
That's the world's smallest violin. Pick a team.
I'm going with New England because I can't.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
You know, I gotta back up my Browns. The Browns, you know, the Browns and the Steelers always had an issue, and I can't support the Steelers. That's like
Right.
me. That's like me saying, well, you know, Al-Qaeda and what's the other one?
Oh, you going way too far.
You know what I'm saying?
You going way too
You
far.
know, you got
Well, Sax.
You going way too far. Let me tell you
Al-Qaeda,
something.
And then you got the other one. What's the other group?
ISIS.
You got them two.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Osama. I'm gonna go with Osama bin Laden in that case.
The problem here, folks. Let me just say this, and in the chat room. The problem here is
is
that
we don't
everybody's
care too
scared.
much. Ain't nobody scared of Tom Brady. Nothing.
Tom, the terrific.
Ain't no.
Say, call him Mr. Tom.
Mr. Tom.
Mr.
Brady.
Tom.
Yeah, Mr.
Okay. Okay. While you're playing, Michelle Jackson in
my
the chat
goodness.
room. I got on my Tide Law throwback jersey.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And Tom Brady will.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going.
What Michelle say?
Michelle say ain't no doubt about it.
Michelle,
She
get
say
out the
one.
chat room.
She say
Michelle,
a
get
ring
out
for
the
the
chat
toe.
room.
And we have to look at this too. If Tom Brady beats the Steelers and get into the Super Bowl and win another Super Bowl, we got to start talking about the best of all times.
That's true, and you know, I'm gonna fess up and tell y'all the real truth why I don't want the Patriots to win.
Why?
Because they got our coach, man.
That's the whole point of letting win.
They got our
He's
coach.
the original
You know
Brown.
what I'm saying? He is.
But wait a minute, you ran him out. You
I didn't run him nowhere.
You and Modell?
I didn't run him nowhere.
Art
I fought to
Modell.
get him back. Art Modell stole him like a thief in the night.
Sure
He
did.
run. He
Yes,
now,
he
now
did.
look,
Yes,
we
he
didn't
did.
allow that to happen, and I got to tell you this. From my hometown, from the land, from Cleveland, from the CLE, I am very, very proud of this city for what we did.
Yes.
Because Art Modell realistically stole our team in the middle of the night, took them, put them on a train and a plane, and took the Cleveland Browns and turned them into the Baltimore
see,
Ravens.
It's like the
But
underground.
for
see,
the
Doug-
first time, this city
Mm-hmm.
stood together.
Right.
And we stood up. You said, you know what? You can take them out there. You can go out there.
But you ain't
but
taking
you
the
ain't
colors.
taking them colors,
You ain't
and
taking
you
the
ain't
colors.
taking that name.
That's
It
right.
belongs right here in the
In the
land.
land, right.
Fought for that shit.
Right
Got it.
here in the land.
Fought
baby.
for it,
So
got it.
you look at this right here. So we got
Yep.
we got
So when it
2-1.
comes to the mayoral election,
we got 2-1.
Yeah, back to the mayor
No,
election.
no, we're gonna leave that alone. We got 2-1 for the Patriots. Now I'm gonna go to ATL because this is a serious game right here.
Let's talk about Michelle Jackson.
Okay.
Now, that's a fine. Is she
we
married, man?
I don't know. We leave women alone on this
She
show.
is a very
So
beautiful woman.
this is the question,
Michelle,
and
hi, baby. I love you,
I'm
baby.
going to ask the chat room this also. Who between ATL and Green Bay. That's the game of the week. ATL and Green Bay. The physical game is going to be Pittsburgh and New England, but the game everybody's going to watch because this is where football is going to be played.
Yes, sir.
Is Atlanta and Green
agree.
Bay,
I
and the
agree.
question is, can Atlanta stop the magnificent six-gun shooter Rodgers?
Go to the sax man first.
Sax, go ahead. You got it first. We're gonna defer to you because you're a guest in Studio 51.
You know, Frank Jackson did a pretty good job as mayor.
We don't want your sob story. We just want your pick.
Right. Just pick us and talk in the mic, please, so everybody in the chat room can hear you because they saying they can't
Go
hear
ahead. You can tell
How
your
come
story.
they can't hear
sax
me?
man.
I mean, this mic is almost down
Now,
my
there you go.
throat.
There you go. There you go.
We'll have you check when you're done.
Right.
I mean, it's almost down my throat.
You doing good. Go ahead.
That's a whole nother program.
That's right. That's a whole nother program.
We're going to do that show
Right.
later on in the summertime.
Right.
Now,
Who you want? ATL?
What's the question?
ATL or Green Bay?
Green Bay.
Chicka bow, chicka bow.
I like Green Bay. I've always been a Green Bay fan. But the Dirty Birds is, they the shit right now.
Okay, so you're going with Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, and all the family down in Atlanta, you already know that I hang with the ATL. I wish y'all good luck, and I hope y'all really throw down because that will be the last game in the Georgia Dome before you move to your new home. So let's close it out right. And I would love to see Atlanta and Brady in the Super Bowl. So I can go with Bryant over Brady because I think if ATL get to the Super Bowl, they can win this one.
Did y'all hear that, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, now let's go back over here to.
I'm going with ATL
You
all
go
the way.
ATL, okay.
I'm going to go with the Dirty Bird all the way. I mean, that game last week between Dallas and Green Bay, that was a spectacular game. That was a good game.
But
it went down, and Rodgers did his thing with 10 seconds left. But this game coming up, and I have to say, even though I don't want to see Tom Brady. I'm tired of looking at Tom Brady, but ATL gonna take Rodgers out, and then they're gonna get down there to the Super Bowl, and they're gonna dust Tom Brady's little stinking,
Mr. Million,
little
Mr. Million,
nasty little boy. I can't stand him. I'm
Mr.
gonna
Million.
burn that hat.
Mr.
I'm gonna
Million.
burn it.
Mr. Million, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
In your Mr. Rogers neighborhood voice, I want you to tell the people in New England you're sorry for doubting.
I tell you
Tom
what.
the
I
Gripper.
tell you what. If New England go to the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl in my best Mr. Rogers attire and my very best,
And we're going to get video of this, folks.
Mr. Rogers
We're going to put this on video.
impression, which I can do very well, and I'm not going to do it right now. But if they go to the Super Bowl and they win in my very best Mr. Rogers attire and in my very, very, very best, just for the world to see impression of Mr. Rogers, I will apologize to Tom Stank Brady.
Okay, y'all got this right here.
hope y'all heard
Stop
that.
the madness, keep it 100. But the question is,
Now, next week, I'll tell y'all what I want from you two fellas if they don't win.
We're going to have to bring Sax Man back in
And
because he's
Sax,
going to run
you
out.
ain't got to worry.
They done already found me. I can't hide no
But Sax,
more.
it does not involve you swallowing microphones again.
Okay. So,
They shoved it down my throat the moment I got in this place.
so we're going to go right here.
That's what she said.
Our number one pick with the Cleveland Browns. Our number one pick.
And Sean, I want to say this now. This ain't no DL Hughley show because if it was, I had some fried chicken in front of me.
No, this ain't D Hill. We high class.
We got some
If-
popcorn.
If you want some Bud, you want some Dom Perignon or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that you can get
Some
there.
ganja.
Right. So we're gonna look at this right here. Our Cleveland Browns have the number one pick here. So let's go with this right now.
All right.
Should they stay with Kaiser or should they go with Deshaun Watson or should they put a young man up from North Carolina? So what would you do? And this is the question for the chat room right now. What would you do with the number one pick? Would you get you a quarterback? Would you go for a defensive line or would you use it on the offense? And I want everybody to think about that right there. Sax man, you up?
Have them call in. I want to hear somebody else say it because you ain't gonna like my answer.
Go ahead, Sax man, you up?
I sell the team and get, take
Well,
the.
well,
Take,
that's not.
I sell the team and bring the Bengals up there and say the Bengals gonna be the new Browns.
Well,
they play better than our Browns.
Well, we said that 2 weeks ago we was gonna take them back to Baltimore, bring Baltimore.
Right,
But no,
yeah.
on a serious note, folks.
All right.
On a serious
I
note,
already know what they're gonna do. I'm gonna take this.
Right.
I already
Go
know
ahead,
what
Dad.
they're gonna do. They're gonna go ahead and they're gonna get a quarterback. Which quarterback
they
they're gonna get?
always do.
Which quarterback they're gonna get?
Yeah.
They're not gonna get the quarterback they should get. They're
Right.
not gonna pick that boy from Clemson up.
Right.
They're gonna Clemson up. They're gonna go with another quarterback.
Right.
Now, my opinion on what they should do is stop imploding the team. Stop tearing apart the front office. Do not fire the coach.
Exactly.
He's doing a wonderful job.
At
Get
least
a line.
Give him enough time.
Give him enough time.
Exactly.
Yeah, number one, give him enough
we never
time.
keep a coach no more than 2 years.
But we get a quarterback every year.
That's it. We get
Okay,
a quarterback every
so
year.
that's
Coach every 2
so-
years.
so-
that's called insanity.
That's
That's
very
called
good.
So let
insanity.
me
So
say-
let's do something
so,
different.
you don't think they're gonna get Deshaun Watson?
Nope, because that would be too much like right. That would be too much like doing the right
because
thing.
RG3 is done.
RG3, I mean,
we didn't need him in the beginning.
We didn't exactly. We didn't need him in the beginning, but we got him.
And what's the
it
guy-
was a good thing we had him because I mean we didn't do what we were supposed to do and rebuild our line.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, a quarterback can only play so good and so well if he's got some
He
kind
has
of
to have a
protection.
line.
I mean,
Right.
and we need a line, man.
gotta have
Come
a line.
on.
So what about Cody Carson? Cody Carson can't jump up in the quarterback
listen,
shoe?
Listen. In order to have any quarterback to be able to take us anywhere and win a couple games and rebuild a team, we need a line. Think about this. How many quarterbacks got hurt this season? In the first 3 games? All the ones we had and a couple of ones from other teams that we shipped in.
How many times her RG got hurt, came back, got
Right.
hurt again?
Got hurt again.
Exactly. we need to build that line up, and then we need to understand that
Well,
some of them
the chat room is split on this because the chat room is saying that we need to get the offensive line. But everybody else also saying you need somebody to drive the car. Now, where
absolutely.
I stay,
now I'm gonna cut the
on that
chat
too.
room. This is for the chat room. Check this out. We have somebody to drive the car. We got the coach. The coach is the driver of the car.
But he
the
can't throw the-
quarterback.
he can't
the
throw the ball.
quarterback is the front seat passenger. He's his ride or die. But understand, check this out, because I looked up a couple of facts, and my man is making moves already, and he just hired 5 new assistant coaches. So he's working with his coaching staff because the coaching staff that we had dealing with our lines was not so good.
So we get offensive line coach?
Huh? We got
I thought we had a good one.
Yes, we got Bob Wiley.
Okay.
It's gonna be our new offensive line coach.
Offensive line
And,
coach.
we got Clyde Simmons. We got Clyde Simmons who's gonna be the defensive line coach, and he's replacing Rob Nunn. And we got Gerard Cruz, who's gonna be the defensive back coach, and we got Dwayne Walker, who's also gonna be on the defensive back coach team, and Blake Williams on the linebackers coaching team. So let the coach drive the car, but let the quarterback be the quarterback. First of all, we need to get the go ahead and put the doggone car in the shop and get it fixed, before we talking about who even gonna drive the car.
Deshaun Watson, your #1 pick for the Cleveland Browns. You heard it here first on Stop the Madness. Keep it 100. He is coming to Cleveland, Ohio, and he's going to do to the Pittsburgh Steelers what he did to the Alabama. Okay, you heard that here. Y'all keep that stuff. And the other thing we need to know, okay, let's just keep it on down the line here. The Browns went, 1-15?
Yep.
And that 15 was just a safe.
So 2017.
I'm sorry, Brown.
Do you think they'll play 500? And Sax, I'm gonna throw it back over to you because the chat room is talking about right now the 9-5, and that's only if they get Deshaun Watson. If they get Deshaun Watson, I say they'll go 9-5. If they don't get Deshaun Watson, I'm saying they're gonna be like 8-7.
They're not going to be past a 5-game win until they get the whole team on the same page. You got to have a quarterback that's willing to work with the line. The line got to be willing to protect and work with the quarterback. You got to have a defense your defense got to know how to play together. Everybody's falling apart, and then you got to have your coach and your head office working together. They got to come on the same page because everything is disarray right now. So we're not going to be a 500 team when it's like this.
So do you think the
Just like
black?
what Doug said, you got to take the car into the shop, get it repaired first.
So So let me say
Gotta
this.
get it repaired.
So if the Browns go less than 500
It's
next
gonna
year,
be less than 500.
you think the black coach is gonna still be here? Come on now, get serious.
That's up
Get-
in the air.
get
That's up in the
serious.
air.
Come on,
but I'm
y'all.
gonna
Come
jump
on.
on my soapbox. I'm gonna jump on my soapbox that I've been on, and I'm gonna stay there. And I've been saying this. I've been saying this. And chat room, y'all gotta back me up on this. Here's the deal with this. Y'all have to understand about the Cleveland Browns. And I'm gonna say this year we're gonna win at least 3 or 4 games. And I'm gonna explain why I'm saying that. We are still the youngest team in the NFL.
So you only gonna give them 4?
Yeah. We are a work in process. We are the. We are.
I spent $8,000 on
youngest.
season tickets, and you only giving me 4 games?
That ain't my fault.
What?
Look, I ain't spend not a penny on no season
Wait, but-
tickets, and I'm not going to until they show me something. But check
No,
this out.
I
check
give more
this
than
out.
4. Come
We
on.
are the youngest team in the NFL. We are a work in progress.
Yes,
We are trying to figure this thing out. Only thing we can do is continue to support our boys. And believe me, y'all, I'm a homeboy. I've traveled all over the country and other parts of the world, and I always come back to the land. This is my home. And I am not a big-time sports fan. I don't care too much for football. I don't care too much for baseball and all that. I'm a basketball type guy. That's a whole nother story. But my homeboys, I always support my homeboys. And the Cleveland Browns, I love the Cleveland Browns. My uncle was at the game when they won the only championship they won. It wasn't a Super Bowl. It was a championship in 1964. But they're the youngest team in the NFL. They need time to grow. I mean, ain't none of y'all gonna get too pissed. Y'all got toddlers when your toddler's only like first starting to walk and they falling and knocking stuff over and running. They're young. You gotta give them time to grow. Get them up. You gotta nurture them. You gotta baby them until they can become a little more independent.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I'm telling you, man, this year they're gonna win at least 3 or 4 games. 3 or 4.
The reason why I say it would probably be a repeat of this year because they banked on RG3 to get us to 3 and 4 wins. And
Exactly.
We didn't get nowhere. So
exactly.
I
mean, but look at what they was banking on.
Yeah.
Look what they was banking on. I'm saying that because think about the schedule we're gonna have coming into the new season.
Right. It was a
I
hard
mean,
one.
it's not like we're gonna be. It's not like we're gonna have a championship bound schedule or like we're gonna have a playoff bound schedule.
Okay.
We're gonna be playing the dredges and the drudges.
I have to admit that some of the games we did play with those, was high scoring games up in, like
we
like
fared
17,
pretty
20.
well.
I thought it was real good. We just didn't we didn't cross the finish line, but
Right.
we gave it a
We
good
ran
race.
the race.
Yeah, we gave it a good race.
We
So
ran the
I give
race.
them that. I give them that. We gave a good race. We didn't finish.
Twitter, Facebook Live, Snapchat. Facebook is just telling us some of the people in the chat room that Facebook dropped us. So I don't know. Hopefully, that they.
They just want their money, man.
That's when they want their money.
They want their money, man.
Sean, you ain't pay your bills.
Yeah, they
They
want some
want
money.
their money, man.
You ain't pay your bills, Sean.
No,
And,
but the difference here to the chat room and everybody, if Facebook did drop us, we're sorry about that. But Sax Man put up a behind the scenes video, and hopefully we'll come back with we will have it reposted up on all the media and everything. We just throw it back up with ourselves.
We
just have to run it backwards.
We're gonna run it
but
up.
back to the discussion right here about our Cleveland
I
Browns.
thought it was going back to the mayors and the mayor. And
Well, no, Zach Reed and
I vote for Mary Berry.
that's
Mary.
that's another story to think.
I vote for Mary Berry.
Oh my God.
But our running backs,
Him or Unumwa.
our running backs is really good on that. So we have to look at that in also. We may be able to pick up some good running backs in the
Right. But wait a
But
minute.
again, if we strengthen our line,
Exactly.
if we strengthen our line, the running backs that we got some pretty decent running backs now.
Yep.
We got some pretty decent receivers now.
Yep.
If we
well, I don't
give
know. What's
them,
his name? Shoot. I was just going to say
Ship
his
it up,
name.
Bo.
Oh,
Not O.J. Simpson. He
no,
don't
not
play no
O.J.
more.
Not O.J.
He don't play no more.
He got hurt. He got hurt. He was out a while. He came back. He didn't do that well. He got dusted a few times. They was dusting him.
Oh, you talking about the corner?
Oh yeah. What's that boy's
that
name?
fool. I mean, come on.
See, that's how memorable he was.
Yeah, really.
That's
You know,
how,
he got dusted so many. I was like, Lord have
he got.
mercy.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, we gotta realize we gotta figure out what we got that's good, and we gotta hold on to that. And then we did instead of doing what they. I mean, because that was just dumb when they completely imploded the front office and said we're gonna put a brother in charge. Ow! Why y'all? You see what happened with that? What the brother was doing? He on the sideline texting. It's like, you damn fool. You on the sideline. Why you can't just, hey, come here for a minute. Let me holler at you. You got to text the man. And they was doing all kind of, and we have a tendency, and Cleveland, it's our fault. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the fans right now, because we put the pressure on every time. Every time we're not satisfied with what they produce, and we put the pressure on, and they feel that pressure and they panic. Let's stop panicking. Let's not make our team panic. This year.
Wait a minute. They wouldn't got Robert Griffin. We got Terrell Pryor. Cody Kaiser. And you talking about ain't none of them.
We did the same thing we always do. We went out and got a bunch of has-beens or close to has-beens to try to save a team. This gonna be our great white hope.
Right. Pryor.
We're gonna get our. This gonna be our great white hope. We got RG3.
He dropping balls and dropping passes.
We got RG3. Oh, he got hurt.
But the difference is when we go get Deshaun Watson, the offense is going to improve immediately. Right there, immediately it's going to improve. And
the quarterback position is going to improve immediately, but we still will have a bum-ass line.
But you know, I'm going to
now,
and
he's gonna mess around. He's gonna mess around, and he's not gonna be a has-been, but he's gonna look really bad because he's gonna get hurt because we don't have a line to protect him.
How about that goofy center that threw the ball damn near over what's the name's head?
Exactly. My point in case, exactly. We need to
mess this up.
Man, we need to get a tune-up. Yeah, I mean, before you
Needs
just
a serious tune-up.
when you
fix them 4 flat tires.
You know what I'm saying? Put some air in the tires.
Something,
check the tire pressure.
Okay, so
if the car, when you start the car and it go,
there's something
you know
wrong.
you need some spark plugs.
So wait, hold on. No.
If you get pulled over, by the Cleveland police,
I'm not gonna
you
let
know you got a broken tail light.
I'm not gonna let y'all talk about my Cleveland Browns like that. Okay, so y'all need to back up a little bit.
I'm not talking about them. I'm
back up a little
for
bit.
I'm just saying.
Our number one.
If
pick,
you got a bum ass line, you got a bum ass line.
Our number one pick in the draft will be Deshaun Watson.
And in the mock-up draft, that's who they're saying that they should get. Now, I will say this. If they can go and get Deshaun and put a couple more pieces on
well,
that
we got
line.
2 picks. We got the 10th, the first and 12th pick, okay, in the first round draft.
This is what the Browns are going to do. Either they're going to go get a quarterback or they're going to trade off their first pick like they always do.
No, we getting a quarterback. We getting the number one strike
so hard.
quarterback. You understand? Because next year this time, the Cleveland Browns will be playing Tom Terrific. Okay? That's how much faith we got, Cleveland.
Do
and
me
in,
a favor,
and in
Sax,
the chat,
man. Will you
in the
reach
chat
over
room,
there and wake him up,
hey,
please?
in the chat room, they also agree. So we know that
Will
we
you
have to
reach
come
over there
down.
and wake him up?
But Sax, man.
Did he just say the chat room agrees with him?
That's right.
He lying on the chat room. Them folks that run off. They run off. Oh, Lord, I ain't never listened to that show again.
Oh, my God.
So everybody knows what the Browns is getting ready to do. But
the Browns going to do the do.
Coming down on the line, Sax, man, we like to thank you for coming into the studio with us today.
We personicate you.
You know, it was real good to get you in.
Can I have a Band-Aid, man? Y'all?
No.
No, you don't need no Band-Aid.
We're going to post some salt on it.
Thank you, caller, for calling in. I can't wait to get that up and all of the thing.
She was something. That's
Next
juicy.
time you come into the studio, we're gonna talk some police cases and get us some real thing.
And we'll get some chicken
know,
for you.
Today,
Yeah, I want some KFC or some Popeye.
well,
we ain't gonna get you no
you know
KFC.
we not DL, right? You know we not DL. We don't have that.
DL had me some KFC. That man had me some juice up in there, and he rolled a couple of joints. I don't smoke, but he had them rolled up in the ashtray.
But you got treated real good. You got
I was
treated real
treated
good.
nice, man. I had the chicken, the juice. I had the mashed
That's
potato.
lovely. That's lovely.
You know,
That's lovely.
And for our
I
crowd
come in here, I get stabbed. That's
out
all I
there
do.
in Cyberland, Facebook,
Keeping it real.
Snapchat, Twitter, we like to thank you all for hanging in here with us today.
I
also,
get a microphone shoved down my throat.
Sax Man in the studio 51 with us. Our man Doug is in the studio. Sax Man, we will have you back.
Yeah.
Everybody has to understand
Sax
one
Man
thing.
ain't coming back.
Oh, Sax Man definitely coming back.
Sax Man ain't coming back.
Come back and get abused again.
Next thing we hear from Sax Man, he gonna be having a behind the scene footage from the DL Hughley show.
Right.
I told you I gonna get some more chicken. I told you. I said, look at me, Sean L. Funny man in the chair, my ass.
That's right.
He don't even smoke, but he gonna have a joint hanging
Hey.
out his mouth.
Sax Man is a man of quality. He knows where the great show is.
Sax Man know I'm just teasing him. If I catch him down at the DL Hughley show,
we
it's
really
gonna be some
appreciate you
problems.
coming back.
Some problems down there.
But we're going to have you back in the studio. We got a lot of good things going on. Just to let everybody know, STMK Radio 100 is going to partner with Kickback Entertainment. They're starting off some new shows. If you want to know about them, go to stmkradio100.com and send us your information to that location, or stmkradio100@aol.com, and send in tape and stuff to get on the new artist show. There's really a lot of stuff to do. I want everybody to understand that we appreciate you being here with us on a Thursday night.
More than you'll ever know.
We really enjoy ourselves. ATL, Boston, Pittsburgh, Orlando, Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago, especially the people up in Nebraska, Kansas City, St. Louis. We love you all. We appreciate y'all, and we hope that you stay with us. And you know, Doug, it is just about that time.
Fan base is big, I can't lose. Chica bow down, I'm the next to rule, but I'ma stay on the cool, remain on the under. It's like Andre 3000, your boy's ice cold. Ain't no limit to the gimmicks and ways to make money. No limit to the just to act funny when you get that cake, cause you spit that way. They may love you tomorrow when they hate you today, but yo, that's the way the story goes. So I was told, following the ramble down the yellow brick road. For people to leave at the end, ain't no pie to go. Just some platinum beats from the Cleveland streets.
Well, Sax Man, thank you for joining us, and say goodbye to our good hosts and
Appreciate you, Sax.
everybody. Sax, go ahead and tell the crowd.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I had a great time. Thank you very much. Keeping it 100, keeping it real was the best thing today for me. I'm going to go home and have a sit down.
And Doug, what you going to say to our good people before you leave?
Hey, to all our listeners out there, to the chat room out there, to everybody that tunes in to STMK Radio 100, man, we appreciate you more than you will ever know. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Y'all keep on coming back, man. We're going to keep this show running. It's going to improve. Things going to get better. We got a lot of up-and-coming stuff coming. My main man, Sean L., he's doing big things, and we just along for the ride. And we appreciate y'all riding along with us and just get in the back seat, kick back, and keep it 100.
And Gigi, I got something for you when I see you.
Well, let me just say this. I want to say thank you, Snapchat, Twitter, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, Vidimo, and Ustream, Facebook. We still going to stay with you. And I want everybody to know, my old saying is stay good, peace, love, and happiness. Until next time, here on Stop the Madness, keep it 100. I'm your host, Chanel. See ya.
See ya.
You've been listening to Stop the Madness, Keep It 100 on STMK Radio 100.